our listeners and encourage you to get a license to join us. Unit control this morning is Thomas, DC-9, LN Zulu, Kilo Charlie 9, Lima November Zulu, and I am located in Kewanee, Wisconsin, where the current temperature is about 30 degrees, a very light wind, and mostly cloudy skies. A few quick reminders, this repeater has a 3-minute timer, so please keep your initial transmission below this limit. Longer transmissions are encouraged during the comment section. I encourage all of you to record who is before and who is after you. Also listen for the reset of the repeater before beginning your transmission, so it will fully reset before you begin. I will pause now so you can hear that reset. Emergency and priority traffic may break into the net at any time. I'll pause now for any emergency or priority messages for about 5 seconds. Alright, the news of the good day. Interesting, Green Bay to host the Lego Festival on March 23rd and 24th in 2024. Scientists are thinking that more water is under the Earth's surface than above. They're estimating 3 times more. January 3rd, interesting, first meteor shower in North America. So if we get a clear sky, you might see it. April in 2024, a total solar eclipse over the U.S., traveling from Texas northeast to the northeast part of the United States. The U.S. debt is at $34 trillion for the first time ever. And double infections are hitting California very hard. We'll now take any short time stations. We'll pause for those who will be in and out, not available for the whole net, or will shortly be out of range. Please come now.
AA9ARZ. AB9NN.
I've got ARZ, OSF, and AB9NN across the pond there. So, Kevin, go ahead and take it and turn it over.
Thanks, Tom. KC9LN Zulu. This is KA9ARZ. Very good morning to all on this first News of the Liga Wednesday of 2024, where, it's for this time of year, definitely mild temperature-wise. When I was out and about this morning, heading back forth to the fitness class, my outside temperature indicator was already indicating temperature was above the freezing mark there. So, this time of year, 3 days into January, you get a lot colder, and then, of course, a lot more situations with, snowfall in there, and just barely any residual dusting remaining right now on the lawns there. So, process of heading out the door for a full day of work. It's production day, no meeting to cover season there. So, hopefully, I guess any potential for problematic precipitation we'll see earlier on in the day. So, hopefully, the day progresses issues there. It was easy drive back and forth, I guess you could say, compared to traveling literally thousands of miles between Christmas and New Year's at only about 20-some miles. Work is, kind of minuscule there. So everybody enjoy your first week in January, and I'll send it over to Sir Larry, N9OSF, KA9ARZ. Good morning. Good morning to everybody on the Good Morning Net from John 89 and then in snowy Beulah, Michigan, northwest Florida, Michigan, straight across Lake Michigan from Algoma, 9 miles inland. And yeah, the lake effect snows have started up, and we've got lake effect snow. A couple of counties to the north of us, so we didn't get anything last night, so that's good. And I did watch a good YouTube weather long-term prediction channel for about 20 minutes yesterday, and it looks like around January 10th or so, going forward is when the major snowstorms are supposed to start coming through, so it'll be interesting. Looks like we shouldn't have too much here until then. Probably the UP will get some, and Minnesota and maybe northwestern Wisconsin prior to that, but not too much for us. Maybe an inch or two here or there from lake effect. Let's see, currently it's got an S9 on the repeater, 35.5 degrees on the temperature Fahrenheit, northwest wind at 12.8 miles an hour, and that syncs up with the direction on the radar. Solar flux index bumped up just a little bit to 142, so that's a good thing, and certainly nothing on the lightning map. Been reading the Elon Musk biography book, and I'm on about page 260 out of about 640, so making good progress, and boy, it's a good read. It's interesting to see what goes on in a automotive factory and what it takes to reach production numbers, that sort of thing. Much more than I would have thought, and I'll suffice it to say it's an interesting read. With that, I guess it's back to net control from 89, and then John and Beulah. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully you have a good day across the pond there. All right, I'm looking at the board right now, and these are what I see out there. K9GU, AG9P, KB9DIP, K6DCL, G1AEU, and N9EDB. We'll get back to you in a minute. Now I'll take all other VHF stations. All other VHF stations, please come now.
This is Kilo Alpha Niner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo.
KA9BXG.
Kilo Foxtrot 9, Kilowatt United.
Looks to be a short list so far this morning. I got WAR, BXG, KF9KU, and UPE. Did I miss anyone?
Whiskey Niner, Whiskey Tango Zulu.
All right, bottom of the list, W9WTZ. So that being said, we'll head back up to the ECHOLINK people and everything. K9GU, AG9P, KB9DIP, K6DCL, G1AEU, and N9EDB. Turns it over to WAR. K9GU, go ahead and take it.
This is K9GU in Appleton in here. K9 good morning to you also. And well, at first it looked like everything was overcast, but far away I can see some sunshine along one of the large buildings for quite some distance from here. So something is changing anyway. Temperature is 32, which means it is not freezing at all. Time, and maybe something will some falling rain or something like that later on. The numbers otherwise are 29.19, and the outside the 93% humidity is also some sort of the weather changing is going to occur very shortly. At first, the weather looks overcast, but it seems to be clearing up, and just now, interestingly, well, not so interestingly, I noticed that a woman parking a car, I know she's coming to work this morning, but she slipped out on the ground and fell down, but quite promptly raised again, so I don't think she needs any help, but I think she's starting to walk all right, so I'm sure she's going to be safe now, but at first I was a little surprised that she had to hit the ground before she could start walking again, but I think that she did all right and so on. Our big plans today, later on in the morning, we'll go for a short trip to gather to not many of them, just a few major items of food in here that we need off and on, but the needs that we have is pretty small, and our travel there is going to be also pretty short, so we'll take the next station in it. I didn't quite write down on the next number of the next station, so please follow me, and this is Good Morning to all.
Guarantee, take it.
I'm AG9C. I guess I'm up. Let's see, adding to the news, I think Tesla sold 1.75 million cars last year, and I think Lufthansa ordered 40 or 80 with options to buy 80 more 737 Maxes. 737, something like 50 years, the 1-1 to -10. So anyways, we're in Marinette today. I gotta take Cynthia, I'm required to be in the hospital with her at 3 o'clock in Green Bay, so we get to eat out in Marinette for lunch, and then we eat out for chicken and pizza tonight in Green Bay with some of the family. The exciting thing yesterday, I called Houston to make sure my voting card is coming. They send you a new one every 2 years, and you have to fill out paperwork to get absentee ballots for 1 year. And they only gave me a choice of 4 languages to speak to them in Houston. Spanish, English, Vietnamese, and of course we gotta have Chinese now in America. I guess that's enough. AG9T over to DIP.
Thank you, Damien. AG9 DIP Larry in Algonquin, Illinois. I bet there were more choices of sex than languages, right? You know, when I was much younger, I always thought there was only 2. But now I guess there's over 14. And I guess that's a tough decision to make because it all depends on what you feel like for the day. But what's it like up at the radio ranch today? Can I replace the disposal in the sink? Something got stuck in there. Maybe one of those little metal tines and those corn on the cob holders. You know, those little things with the spikes on the end that you stuff in the end of corn to hold them while you eat your way around the cob. I think that's what's down there. But I got all of the holders I'm supposed to have. So we'll see. As a matter of fact, my hand is too big to stuff down there anymore. So I got one of those fiber optic cameras, you know, one of those things that you can stuff down sewer pipes and things. They're short. It's only about 3 feet long, the camera. And I got a guy coming this afternoon to either remove it or to replace it. Or remove whatever's down there if you can. If you can spot it, or replace the thing. I don't know. I don't know what I do without an incinerator. Luckily, we got municipal sewage. Doesn't go out to a septic tank, so I don't feel so bad about it. Besides, by the time it gets down there, it's in better shape than what normally goes down with sewage. Anyway, that's all I've got here at the Radio Ranch in Algonquin. It's cloudy, gray, cold, 31, and we're expecting to snow like everybody else. And over to that seldom heard, often thought about old man in California with a brand new hip. He's probably out dancing all New Year's Eve. Dave, ECL, take it away. TV90, be clear.
Alrighty, fine business there. Appreciate it very much, Larry. This is K6GCL, Dave in Valley Springs, where for the first time this season, we had significant rain of 0.85 inches. So in between 3/4 and 1 inch, which is more than welcome. The biggest, more exciting thing is we've got snow up in the stairs that is accumulating, which is more important to our water supply and water in our river system and all that stuff, and the big reservoirs. I've been doing well. We did not go dancing all night long, Larry, as you thought. I'm still taking it easy and walking a lot as much as I can, which has been a lot more than what I usually have been doing over the past year. So I want to wish everybody Happy New Year. And have a good day. I will not be back in. I've got to get ready to take a friend to go to a medical center to get a procedure, which takes a few hours. So he's asked me if I could take him, and I certainly can do that. So I'll be off, getting ready to go pick him up to take him to his procedure. Anyway, great to hear everybody. This is K6DCL over to G1AEU. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to you there. Take it over.
Good morning, good morning. I'd like to hear you on this morning. Having a brush today, I will give you a very report. Give me one corner eye, because it feels not dead. 21 miles per hour wind.
golly, I don't think you all QSL things this morning. And I see you're taking work. And you work on RECIEVE. Then I 5738. That's stop though. It's a winner. Is up on the top of a very bad bill. That's how to get up. And the receiving back. He got a match to throw up the probably the radio. Your artist is 100%. And of course, he doesn't show. He always cuts out a good signal. And he's always on. Anyway. I was in 90 now, I'll be what they do. AEU, this is N9 EDV. Okay, Alan, good afternoon to you, and good morning to everyone on the net. Nice listening. Well, in Florida here, we have 64 degrees and partly cloudy skies, and we decided to take a trip down here to Florida to see our sun, so that's where we're at. And it's kind of cool down here, but not cold. And still nice to see the green grass and palm trees. So, and Larry, for your, I believe it's like your garbage disposal, I just had a problem a few weeks ago where a piece of wire got stuck on it, and I could not get that thing out of there. I tried to everything to get it out. So I had to call a plumber, and that cost me about $100. So hopefully it won't cost you that, but you never know. But yeah, it doesn't take much to get those things flushed up. Over to Artie, K9WAR, K9EDV. Good morning, Artie.
Good morning, Al. This is K9WAR. Here in Mexico at 34 degrees and overcast. And everything has changed for me today. I got up early, and so I'll probably have to have an early nap this morning. I did get a chance to wash the dishes and wash clothes in the basement, and we're starting the process of taking down decorations from the holidays. Anyway, we're back on digital. Now I get up and work a little bit, then sit out and rest and play radio. But anyway, things have been working out quite well. So we'll see if that continues. Kilo Alpha Niner, Bravo X-Ray Golf. This is Kilo Alpha Niner, Wisconsin Amateur Radio. Good morning, Bob.
Whoa, good morning. Hey, not completely dark out anymore. Yeah, somebody was mentioning that they haven't seen you on FDA lately. A friend in Green Bay here. Glad you've gotten back on. I've gotten on a little bit. I don't seem to make many contacts like you do, but I fool around with a little bit. At least it's not real cold out. After all, it is January, and we've had a lot of sub-zero temperatures at this time of the year. So we'll see what happens. Guess really not too much. Trying to stay warm. Throw some more wood in the fire every once in a while to keep us warm. So that's all I got. KF9KU, K9DXG.
Right, thank you, Bob. KA9DXG, KF9KU, on my very old Kenwood radio on the base. Power level
cables are 2, 5, and 17 watts. I'm running it at 5. I know I got in here once on 2 watts, but we got it at medium power today, 5 watts. We can hold the repeater. Let's see, the temperature is 29 degrees with a chance of snow. The half moon last night was very bright, very nice to look at. By the way, the handle's still, and the location is about 15 miles northwest of Privet at the Twin Bridge area. And world events, 3 of the Maersk container ships decided to turn around because they don't want to deal with the pirates coming at them again. And I would think that Egypt should get in and do something. They're losing revenue on the Suez Canal, so stand by on that. I made French potato salad, and I have the oil ready. I have some shrimp left over. I peeled them off, and we're going to make French fried shrimp, and that'll take care of all rest I have left over. With the train, the plumbers around here won't take the job. They'll fix everything up until the first elbow, and then after that, they make you call this guy called Straight Flush, and he's got a snake, and he sends that down. He had to send 50 foot out to where the line had gathered and clogged my train. It was like a chunk of concrete, and because he had to send 50 foot of snake out, it cost me $360. Boy, I sure hope you don't have that problem. Now this next station, I only got the UPE from net control, but I think it's N9 UPE. Good morning, 73 y'all. This is KF9KU.
Good morning, KF9KU. This is Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Papa Echo. Good to hear from you this morning. A month or two ago, we had a good contact through the Sturgeon repeater. You were traveling in the UP by that time and into the linked repeater into there. So good to hear from you this morning, Gil. And everyone on the net, good morning all. Just sort of checking in this morning, don't have a lot. I did just stumble across an article, which I didn't know if I could verify if it was true, but there was a second article after it about stolen flares. Strike Earth today, or was it? I'm trying to remember. I was just so interested in reading it, I can't remember the second. Story if there was a third today. Anyway, could be a possibility of Aurora if there's a Stephen. So, and another good person to hear from this morning would be Larry. WTZ. Good to hear from you this morning. Larry, haven't seen you recent, so it'll be good to hear from you. Good morning all. This is K9UPE.
Thanks, Brad. W9WPE. Nice job on the phonetics. And I'm chuckling that I bet you're more afraid of your brother than you are of the FCC. So you've learned them well. Tom, I want to compliment you as well. Seems like yesterday we almost had a bully through into temporarily tuning in as net control. And, now you got your own net and you're regular on this one. You do a wonderful job, Tom. You're patient and articulate, and you leave a nice break. I think sometimes we forget that some of us are on crossband or ECHOLINK, and it's a little bit of a delay in there. You just do a wonderful job, and keep at it. Thank goodness for winter. I don't complain about it much because that's when I do stuff around the house. And I've reprogrammed the kitchen radio here for Sturgeon Bay as well, hoping to up my game a little bit this winter and check in more often. Other than that, everyone stay safe. There was kind of a wet drizzle here this morning. I bet the roads were slippery. And W9WTC, I'm going to turn it back to net control.
WTZ, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. KC9LN Zulu here. Yeah, I run a few nets Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on Iwani, and then this one on Wednesday, and then one on Sunday at 9:15. But over on the WeCom system. But thanks again for all the compliments. Appreciate it. All right. That being said, I will pause now for any late check-ins. Any late check-ins, please come now. I wondered where you people were. OBB, go ahead and take it, then turn it over to KMA. Good morning.
of time now, and he sent me to the Googler because I did not know what a French potato salad is, and the way to go, Gil, it does sound good. I spent a fair portion of the daylight alert hour, and you know what I mean by that. In daylight, when are you fully awake to engage in resetting, login names, passwords, and security questions on all of the most important websites that I use, the bank, the NSA, the stuff. You know, as you know, I got, I fell into the whole investigation, so I'm just doing the due diligence of really updating everything, trying to make it a little harder, and that takes just enough brain power, and it's just enough brain power. But, Rick, I'll pause. We call it, and I think it's in the internet somewhere, I'll find it and send you the recipe. It's a cheeseburger skillet, and it starts with bacon. Hello, bacon. Into bits in the bottom of a cast iron skillet, and you get that going, and then onions, and then add ground beef broken into pieces, and then leave it, and so it gets really crispy on the bottom, and then after you stir it, cook everything, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, cheese, basically a sloppy Joe deluxe, and then pan takes really good. Back in that control. Takes the next day.
I
KMA, OBV, WTZ, and there was a double at the end of that. Who was that? All right, anybody else out there? I got G1AU. Anybody else? All right, K may take it, then turn it over to OBB, then over to WTZ, and then G1AU.
Well, very good. Thank you, Tom. And I just want to welcome Mike from the Czech Republic, and thank you for correcting our out-of-date geography. In our country, our education is often a little bit slow on that, but you are welcome whenever your schedule allows. And it would be wonderful to have a European station fill us in on your view of the world news. But I cannot believe that I forgot a key element, Rick, of this casserole. I have been scrolling trying to find it. I cannot. We'll have to just make it up the way I do. How could we forget the pickle? Rick, at the very end, you throw slices of dill pickle on top, of course. And then Josh, how could I forget the final layer, tater tot? And then you stick it in the oven and it bubbles. How can this be? Rick, if you need it, I'll do the best I can to throw it together in written form. Over to you.
Rick, you sound a little bit like you're on the mend yet. Good luck with that. W9WTV. I'm just going to steal a minute for club business because the people I need are on the air. I sent out an email proposing that we get together Monday morning at Nicolay Bank to provide some signatures. And I still need replies from Brad, Rick, Paula, and Brad. And Rick and Paula have actually gotten back to me, but I don't want Brad to think that he's the only one. Over to AEU.
So I would like to make them a welcome live event and Saturday service to the next. It is good to hear another European station on here. We have myself with a Golf 1 call sign, and we have a French station that comes on down again. Here it is. Just on 4B with BVO, but that's a blue guy to continue coming there. There won't be one come respective brothers, and I know they leave my Canada bracket all have it die hard. But it is accepted brothers, and you are still welcome with you, but of course it's been we are yet to you. Anyway, not too bad control.
KC9 KMA.
KMA, go ahead.
now, but his part of the Czech Republic, if you can picture the world map, and I could not, there it is. It's east of Nuremberg, and here's the joke, about an inch on the map, but so Nuremberg to Munich is about an inch and a half, and so meanwhile, what I'm saying to you is he's very near to the German border, and a young man, and it's worth looking up. So we can send him emails. His address is there, ready to post. And then I'm going to send it back to Net Control, and we'll see if Brad was shamed into a reply. Way to go, Larry. KC9KMA.
All right, any other comments out there? KC9LN Zulu, I'm listening.
Comment.
All right, UPE, go ahead and take it. And by the way, Chechnya, that's, I don't know if that's pronounced right or anything, but that's what I'm looking at Google Maps right now, and that's what it's called, I guess. Go ahead and take it, UPE.
Oh, thank you, Thomas. I was just trying to get back into my email quickly here to check it for Larry, but they haven't quite gotten there yet. But anyway, I thought I'd just toss out my email address. It's DUKE, the numeral 1, MC at yahoo.com. I don't know if I've seen anything yet, Larry, but I will go and look and see if I have your email and different stuff from the club here for Rick and call us and send you one. But I'm sure what it is, but I'm going and looking right now. Back to you, Thomas. KC9L, I think it's KC9L Zulu, KC9UPE. Thank you.
9LN Zulu, no problem. All right, anybody else out there with any comments? All right, this will conclude the formal portion of the Good Morning Net. If you're returning the frequency to normal operating procedure, I want to thank you all for keeping the frequency of net active. Encourage you all to have a good day. Thanks for checking in and keeping the net and the frequency active out there. And I will give it about a minute and then try to do the other news section this week. We'll see what happens. If anybody else has anything else to say, you can go ahead and I'll delay it then. KC9LN Zulu, good morning to all. All right, that being said, nothing heard. I'm going to start the other news segment right now.
Amateur radio news line will start now. Amateur radio news line report number 2409 with a release date of Friday, December 29th, 2023 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QSP. Set your sights on some most wanted DX contacts. Straight key muskets underway, and listen to the winning ham radio haiku for 2023. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2409 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, amateur radio's independent, weekly amateur radio news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Picayune, Mississippi, here is Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. As the new year dawns, we bring you a top story that looks to the future. We tell you about two big expeditions happening down under, and both take plenty of planning and resources. We hear the details from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
The year 2024 is a big year of planning for a expedition to Peter I Island, which ranks 8th in Clublog's most wanted DXCC list. Like Bouvet Island, this remote volcanic island is one of 3 Norwegian territories in the sub-Antarctic and Antarctic region. The expedition of 19 operators is being led by Ken, LA7GIA, Sita, VE3LYC, Dave, WD5COV, and Adrian, KO8SCA. It's planned for 14 days in February of 2026. Dave and Ken are also part of another high-profile expedition taking place a year before Peter I Island. That is the 3Y0KG expedition in January 2025 for Bouvet Island, the 11th most wanted on the Clublog list. This expedition will reuse much of the equipment from the previous year's trip to Bouvet and is also sharing the website being used by 3Y0K. As fundraiser for Peter I Island gets underway in just a few weeks, the group is concentrating on securing a landing permit from the Norwegian Polar Institute. The team has reported it's found a ship and it has 2 onboard helicopters. In addition to being a coveted DX, Peter I Island carries the IOTA designation of AN004. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
CQ Magazine, which has been a resource for the active amateur radio community for 7 decades, has suspended publication until sometime in 2024. CQ has been a valuable supporter of Newsline's Bill Pasternak WA6ICF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Hymn of the Year Award.
Amateur Radio Newsline will continue in 20 seconds. Good morning. The time is 9 a.m. Weather conditions: cloudy, temperature 33 degrees.
It's renowned for its CQ worldwide array of contests and operating awards and for its Hall of Fame. The magazine's editor, Richard Moseson, W2VU, told Newsline in a recent email, quote, "As all of our loyal readers know, 2023 has been a very challenging year for us. We continue to pursue all options for getting things moving again. At this moment, the November and December issues are delayed, but we plan to get them out to the readership as soon as circumstances permit. We appreciate everyone's patience and understanding," end quote. The widely read magazine, which produces both a print and digital edition, has been a staple in amateur radio shacks, starting with its first issue in January 1945. This year marks the 18th year for Straight Key Month, a celebration of traditional communication from the Straight Key Century Club. Don't have a straight key? You need to get in on the action anyway. Kevin Trotman, N5CRE, tells us how.
Just as some CW operators think they can rest their fists following the conclusion of the ARRL Straight Key Night on the 1st of January, others are preparing for a Straight Key Month. The popular event from the Straight Key Century Club is a leisurely and friendly activity. The goal is to contact as many other operators as you can via CW, not just throughout the United States, but around the world. There are various categories in which operators can set their goals. You don't need to be an SKCC Club member to participate. In fact, you don't even need to use a straight key. Will you get a basic sweep, a full sweep, or a grand sweep? See the SKCC website at skccgroup.com and click on the link for SKCC Straight Key Month, which appears under the heading of activities. Each year, club members compete to produce a design for the event's official QSL card. This year's winning card will also mark the 18th anniversary of the SKCC. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
The next big thing in ham radio in the U.S. is the first big convention of 2024. It's known as Quartz Fest, and it's one of its kind in Arizona's Sonoran Desert. It features recreational vehicles, portable and mobile MCOM systems, and off-the-grid living all near quartz sites. Activities and seminars are all free. Operators will also have a special event station, W7Q, throughout the week. Other hams will be participating in an HF distance challenge, Pico balloon launches, and POTA activations and hikes. Quartz Fest takes place between the 21st and the 27th of January. For a schedule of seminars and activities, visit quartzfest.com. RTL-SDR.org.
Amateur radio newsline will continue in 20 seconds.
For a schedule of seminars and activities, visit courtfest.org. A noted observatory in New England has just chosen its new director, an amateur radio operator who is also an advisor to HAMSI and its various projects. We hear more from Cell MB, KV3 TZD.
Congratulations to Philip Erickson, W1PJE, a member of the advisory board of the citizen science group HAMSI, who is starting an important new role in January as director of the Haystack Observatory at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he has been on staff in various capacities since 1995. His most recent role has been associate director. The observatory has been involved in a number of projects that share some of HAMSI's own priorities, conducting studies of the ionosphere and other parts of the atmosphere with the use of electromagnetic frequencies. Philip notes on his QRZ.com page that Haystack has been involved since the late 1950s in remote sensing research into the properties of the ionosphere, neutral atmosphere, overlying plasmasphere, and magnetosphere. Philip belongs to the Neshoba Valley Amateur Radio Club, which often conducts activities in collaboration with the Haystack Observatory. He's also a big fan of working with vintage radios. This is Cell MB, KV3 TZD.
Just as Youth on the Air Month ends on the last day of December, Ham Radio Kids Day is just getting warmed up. The annual ARRL event takes place on Saturday, the 6th of January, as a way of showing youngsters the kind of fun they can have on the air and to interest them in science and technology. Plans are already being made across the country. One such group, the New Providence Amateur Radio Club in New Jersey, is operating the event with the youngsters at the Salt Brook School on Saturday, January 6th, 2024, from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. During the event, youngsters will be on the air under the supervision of licensed hands. Kids will be calling CQ Kids Day, and the kid-friendly exchange will be name, age, location, and favorite color. Several special event stations go on the air from around the world each year in August, coinciding with the anniversary of the death of St. Maximilian Maria Kolbe. He was born, however, in January, and an event is coming up to mark the 130th anniversary of that day. Here's Randy Sly, W4XJ, with the details.
The Polish priest, Maximilian Maria Kolbe, was martyred in Auschwitz during World War II. Hams often hold special event stations in August to mark the date of his death. What?
Amateur radio newsline will continue in 20 seconds.
Often hold special event stations in August to mark the date of his death. One ham in France, Jeff, F4IIQ, has chosen to mark his birth on January 8th. He will be going on the air with a call sign TM130SMK from the 5th to the 9th of January. The Franciscan priest, who was canonized in 1982, is considered the patron saint of amateur radio for having founded a monastery in Poland dedicated to communications. The monastery housed a shortwave radio station with a call sign SP3RN. When the monastery was shut by the Nazis in 1941, Maximilian Maria Kolbe was arrested and sent to Auschwitz, where he volunteered to take the place of another man who was marked to die. The priest was executed by lethal injection after having been placed in a starvation bunker. Father Kolbe was also the inspiration for the St. Maximilian Kolbe Net, which was founded by two amateurs in the U.S. in 1998. It meets on 80 meters and 20 meters on Sundays. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the W4HTL repeater in Cookeville, Tennessee, on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. local time. Soda activators, get ready to aim high in the new year. It's already a fact that soda ops aim high or they wouldn't be climbing all those summits to make contact. But now the award scheme is asking everyone to aim high on the band and accept a year-long 10-meter challenge. This event is timed to coincide with what is expected to be the peak of solar cycle 25. The SOTA 10-meter challenge is not a contest, but the organizers do plan to post results on its challenge page and hope the activity will encourage as many ops as possible to make use of the band. In announcing the activity, Andy MM0FMF compared this challenge to the event conducted on the 12-meter band in 2013 and 2014. Unlike 12 meters, 10 meters is open to all classes of amateurs in most countries, and so this event is considered more inclusive. Amateur radio on the ISS is collecting stories and videos that help tell the story of ham radio in space during the past 4 decades. Dave Parks, WB8ODF, brings us that report.
If you've ever had contact,
Amateur radio newsline will continue in 20 seconds.
Dave Parks, WB8ODF, brings us that report.
If you've ever had contact with amateur radio on the International Space Station, get ready for Florida in February. The IRRIS organization is reaching out to educators and former students, asking them to send in stories and videos explaining the impact that important QSO with the orbiting astronaut has had on their lives. The stories will become part of the 40th Anniversary Educational Contact Conference taking place at the Center for Space Education near the Kennedy Space Center's Visitor Center from February 22nd to the 24th. Both educators and former students are being asked to fill out a form online providing details. ARRIS is celebrating the occasion, which marks 40 years since astronaut Owen Garriott, W5LFL, made the first amateur radio contact from space on board the Space Shuttle Columbia. ARRIS writes on its website, quote, "The historic 40th Anniversary Conference will be a retrospective of what has been accomplished and will highlight our exciting amateur radio human spaceflight plans on the horizon." End quote. To share your story, follow the link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. I'm Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
In the world of DX, there's still time to get a coveted DX for your logbook. The Rebel DX Group's T-32TT operation from Kiritimati, Christmas Island, IOTA number OC024, in East Kiribati will be extended until the 12th of January. See QRZ.com for QSL and other details. Be listening for special event station AT24GSM from West Bengal, India, between January 9th through the 16th. Members of the West Bengal Radio Club will be activating Sagar Island, IOTA number AS153, and the Ganga Sagar Island Beach, BOTA number 60572. The activation will also include the Sagar Island Lighthouse, World Lighthouse number 2262. The occasion for the activation is the annual pilgrimage known as the Ganga Saga Mela. See QRZ.com for details. Members of ARI Padova will be on the air with the call sign II3PUP from the 7th to the 14th of January. The subject of the call sign is an acronym for the Latin words connoting Padua, the Painted City. This is a reference to the series of 14th century frescoes that are on the UNESCO World Heritage List, where they were added in 20.
Amateur radio newsline will continue in 20 seconds.
Century frescoes that are on the UNESCO World Heritage List, where they were added in 2021. QSL via IQ3WW. Find other QSL information on QRZ.com. If you're planning ahead for February, be listening for VK5MAV, operating as VK5MAV-4 from Magnetic Island, IOTA number OC171. They'll be on the air from the 6th to the 11th of February. They'll be using mainly CW, but may include some FSB. Listen on 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. And as we leave December and step across the threshold of a new year, it's a comfort to know that some things endure. They were built to last, and in fact, they do last. One example is the tradition of a message of Christmas peace, transmitted from a historic transmitter in Sweden. Jeremy Booth, G4NJH, concludes this newscast with this report.
On Christmas Eve morning, the World Heritage Grimmison radio station carried a message to the world that is older than the 100-year-old transmitter itself. It was a message of peace sent via Morse code. Hams and non-hams alike from around the world tuned in via SDR or other means to hear the code being sent via the Alexanderson alternator SAQ signal on 17.2 kilohertz long wave. Others simply witnessed the event on YouTube, where spectators from Poland, Belgium, Colombia, Brazil and Australia left words of support and appreciation in many languages. The history behind this transmitter is as cherished as the message it carries several times each year. With every transmission, it underscores the progress we have made over the years in wireless communication, while affirming the progress the world still needs to make in so many other areas. This is Jeremy Booth, G4NJH.
You can see this year's December 24th event in Grimmison by following the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. If you have a piece of amateur radio news that you think Newsline would be interested in, send it on. We're not talking about advertising your club's upcoming Hamfest or Field Day participation, but something that is out of the ordinary. If so, send us a brief overview via the contact page at arnewsline.org. If it's newsworthy and we would like to cover it, we'll get back to you for more details. Meanwhile, if you're feeling even a little bit poetic, visit our website to learn more about the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge in 2024. Speaking of all things poetic, Tess.
Amateur Radio Newsline will continue in 20 seconds. The National Weather Service has cleared all watches, warnings, and advisories.
Haiku Challenge in 2024. Speaking of all things poetic, as promised, our crew has chosen the Newsline Haiku of 2023 from all of this year's weekly top entries. We're proud of this winner, who received 43% of the vote. We were unfortunately unable to contact the author in time for him to read it for inclusion in this newscast, so it's my honor to present the winning haiku submitted by Greg Smith, N6NYX, that was featured on December 8th. It was a touching and poetic comment on the potential future of amateur radio. It reads, "The past is prologue, when the radio captures the love of youngsters." We congratulate Greg for his winning haiku and encourage all of our listeners to submit their own creations at the website. Look for the Ham Radio Haiku link at the top right portion of the menu on the website. We look forward to another year of you flexing your poetic license, as well as your ham radio license. And with thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, ARRL, Eris, CQ Magazine, David Behar, K7DB, 425DX News, Hamsci, M0OXO website, Patch.com, QRZ.com, QuartzFest, Radio World, ShortwaveRadio.de, Straight Key Century Club, Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, Youth on the Air, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Don Weldanks, AE5DW in Picayune, Mississippi, saying 7-3 and wishing you all the very best in 2024. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023. All rights are reserved.
This concludes Amateur Radio Newsline. The frequency is available for use.
KC9, LN Zulu here. Anybody listening? First time in like 3, maybe 4 weeks that I've been able to do it myself. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully this comes every week on Wednesday. KC9, LN Zulu. I'll be clear.
You deserve a win, Tom. 1 in a row. You're on a roll.
Thanks. KV9 DOT.
Good job. Good job. DF9KU.
W9WTE. I did enjoy that, Tom. Hopefully you keep it up.
Well, thanks all of you, and I will try it. One in a row, I'll take that. Best I've had so far. KC9, LN Zulu. I'll be clear. Got to head out for the morning walk. Everybody have a good day.
Well, thank you from AG9T. Good show.